India has officially given the regulatory nod to Starlink, Elon Musk's satellite internet service. This means that for the first time, remote villages in the Himalayas or the Northeast could get fast, reliable internet without waiting years for cables to reach them. It means disaster zones can be reconnected within hours and students in rural schools can finally stream live classes. But it also means something else. India is opening its digital skies to a foreign-controlled network. Starlink satellites are owned and operated by an American company, and the ground terminals, while physically in India, depend entirely on Musk's infrastructure. So, is this a breakthrough for connectivity or a blind leap into dependence? Let's break it down. Starlink is SpaceX's ambitious project to provide high-speed internet via a constellation of over 6,000 low Earth orbit satellites. Unlike traditional satellite internet, which relies on distant geostationary satellites, Starlink's low altitude enables much faster speeds and lower latency. Users connect via a small pizza box-sized dish that self-aligns with the satellites above. It works anywhere with a clear view of the sky. In real-world use, people get download speeds between 50 to 150 megabits per second and latency around 30 to 50 milliseconds. Good enough for video calls, HD streaming, and online classes. And here's what makes Starlink different in India. Traditional telecom giants like Airtel and Jio rely heavily on terrestrial infrastructure, fiber cables, towers, and fourth or fifth generation networks. These struggle in rough terrain, remote villages, or disaster-hit zones. Starlink bypasses all that. It can deliver high-speed internet to a village in Arunachal Pradesh, just as easily as to a home in Mumbai. In fact, Starlink's biggest value proposition is ubiquity. If you can see the sky, you can be connected. This could significantly disrupt how internet is delivered in a country where over 250 million people still live without stable access. It could even support high-bandwidth use cases like IoT monitoring for agriculture or smart grid energy networks in remote zones. Around the world, Starlink has already made a real difference. For example, it restored communications in Tonga after a volcanic eruption severed undersea cables. It also kept Ukraine online during wartime infrastructure attacks and brought broadband to isolated Alaskan villages. In India, Starlink could mean rapid digitization of schools in Ladakh, enabling telemedicine in tribal regions of Chhattisgarh, or even supporting border troops in those tricky connectivity dead zones. It can provide economic benefits with e-commerce access, better healthcare, and improved education in India. But not everyone is rolling out the red carpet. France initially approved Starlink only to revoke its license over lack of public consultation. China has banned it entirely, citing censorship and sovereignty concerns. Russia and Iran forbid its use as well, and in parts of Africa, regulators have blocked Starlink for undermining national telecom monopolies. The core issue? Control. When your internet comes from space and the keys sit with a foreign billionaire, it raises some pretty serious questions about national security, surveillance, and resilience in crisis situations. Additionally, local ISPs often view Starlink as a threat to their market. Unlike cable or fiber players that build out infrastructure and pay local taxes, Starlink essentially just drops in from above. Critics argue that without the same regulatory burdens, it gains an unfair advantage while sidestepping national economic interests. And imagine this. In a future cyber conflict or diplomatic standoff, what if Starlink were pressured to limit access in strategic Indian regions? Internet to sensitive border areas could be throttled or switched off. Not by India, but by decisions made abroad. That's not just an economic concern, it's a national security vulnerability. India isn't unaware of these concerns. That's why it took nearly 4 years to approve Starlink. In June 2025, India finally granted a GMPCS license, but only after Starlink agreed to a tough 29-point compliance list. Among the conditions, all Indian user data must stay within India. Starlink must build its own gateways and operations centers on Indian soil. Terminals must be trackable. A kill switch must allow Indian authorities to disable service in sensitive regions, and India retains the right to review everything after just 5 years. The agreement even mandates regular third-party security audits and real-time access logs for Indian cybersecurity agencies. The goal? prevent misuse, espionage, or unmonitored data flow. This wasn't a free pass. It was a carefully controlled entry. Yet even with these safeguards, risks remain. First, dependency. Starlink is a foreign network. If political tensions rise or SpaceX chooses to deprioritize India, the infrastructure here is still dependent on their satellites and decisions. Take Ukraine as a case study. During its war with Russia, Starlink became a vital communication tool, but Musk hinted at restricting usage near conflict zones, and the company reportedly curtailed access in some areas. Imagine a similar situation with India. If tensions rise in a border region and India has no direct control over the network, it could suddenly lose critical connectivity. Second, data sovereignty. If Indian data were routed through foreign gateways or stored abroad, it could be accessed or demanded by foreign governments. That's why data localization is a deal breaker. It ensures that Indian citizens' data stays under Indian jurisdiction. Without that, legal accountability vanishes. And here's another angle. The rise of artificial intelligence and big data analytics makes internet data even more valuable. Who controls user metadata, device logs, browsing patterns? That could shape surveillance capabilities or even, election influence. Third, affordability. While plans may cost as little as 800 to 1,000 rupees per month, the initial hardware cost of over 25,000 rupees is a significant barrier for rural families. Without subsidies, large sections of the population might still be left out. Fourth, policy drift. As technology evolves, Starlink could offer new services like direct-to-mobile that current licenses don't fully address. Will regulators keep up? So where does that leave us? Starlink is not a silver bullet, but it's also not a threat by default. It's a powerful tool. India's tight regulatory framework is a strong starting point, but honestly, enforcement and future adaptability will be the real tests. The way forward is smart vigilance, support innovation but with backup plans. Use Starlink where traditional networks fail, but don't allow strategic blind spots. For millions of Indians, especially those in digital deserts, this could be life-changing. But India must ensure that in gaining internet access, it doesn't lose strategic autonomy. What do you think? Is Starlink India's digital savior or a sovereignty risk in disguise? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe and stay tuned for more deep dives into the future of tech in India.